Okay, in this next section, I talk about, is it ethical to operate a university like a business? The reason that I put this question on the website is that I really felt throughout the time that I was in the Master of Distance Education program, it was a question that came up a lot. With distance education, like I said in the first section, it's much more competitive, I feel, than with a conventional university. So, as such, in order to stay in business, if you will, you have to take some capitalist mentalities to heart. I think as an administrator, you have to think to yourself, okay, well, there's our competitor, and we have to compete against this person. Otherwise, all these students, they have a choice. I mean, it's just as simple as going to a different website in some cases. So we have to remain competitive. Um, the first part of this debate that I kind of outlined is really, if you think about it, there used to be three factors of production: land, labor, and capital. And now, I mean, really, we're in an information-based society, and the fourth factor of production is expertise. And really, as a university, we are giving students that factor of production. We are giving them an asset that they're going to use to make money for the rest of their lives or whatever they're going to do. So, in theory, if you're just looking at a very plutocratic mentality, why wouldn't market prices allow you to dictate what you're charging? But then, after that argument, I outlined the second part of the argument, the counter argument, and I think really it's the one that really tugs at me more strongly. Uh, the second part of the argument is, if you're talking about this mentality where the market price should allow you to choose what price to charge for the degree, there's a problem, because in our society, not everything is created equal. There are certainly people who are born with a lot more opportunities than other people. There are people that grow up and their parents have no money, and if they're going to go to school or do whatever they want, they're going to be taking out student loans that they're going to probably be paying off for a good portion of the rest of their lives. And grants and scholarships and things like that in American society, American universities, they're not there as much as they used to be. There's a lot of people going to college nowadays, and it's definitely not the same environment that it was 10 or 20 years ago. So all of that being said, I think that really we have to be careful in the university setting about how much we charge for classes. And the reason why I say that is because I think that if we're not careful, we're really going to get into this very bad place where the people who have money are going to be able to pay for the children's education, and the people who don't are going to be stuck in this soft lower caste, even in a democracy like we have in America. And who knows what it's going to end up being like in countries that don't have the freedoms that we do. So I really think that this is a tough question, because on one side, you do have to remain competitive as a university, but on the other side, education in the university system, there is something about it that it has a human right undertone. I mean, I personally believe that education is something that everyone should have access to, because it really can help people make their lives better. So I think that you have to, as an administrator, find a balance between these two points of view, and it's definitely a question that I think everyone who's in charge of anything in a university, is as far as costing or figuring out how much to charge, they should take into consideration. They really should, because this is a difficult argument, and I see both sides of it. I personally would probably err more in favor of keeping costs low, but I can really see both sides of this argument. So that's my point of view on operating a university like a business.